Hi there. Welcome to another presentation for the Globe Sound Healing Conference. Today we have Carsten Spencer. Hi, Carsten.
Hi, David. Great to be here. Thanks for the
Welcome,
invite.
welcome. Carsten is a leader, a visionary healer, and teacher, creating a new vision of what it is to live in our bodies with health, peace, and power. His techniques move people from fear and disempowerment to knowing that they have the power, vision, and gifts to heal themselves. Just being in Karsten's presence brings a feeling of calm and peace. His guided meditations alone raise us up to a wonderful high vibration. He makes beautiful sounds with his voice that opens chakras and heals our bodies. What have you been up to lately?
Well, a lot of walking my cat around the neighborhood and into the parks and stuff. We got a Bengal cat a few years ago, and with the shutdown and things being somewhat stifled in our what we would call our normal life, I've really had a chance to bond with Max, and he loves to go outside and go for walks. And it's still been focusing on my spiritual stuff. I've had a lot of time to do my inner processes and stuff, and also been preparing for this and a couple of other things that I'm doing through a couple of other online opportunities. So that's
Uh-huh.
what I've been doing. And connecting with clients. I've been seeing some regular clients in person. We do, well, follow the protocols, but we're able to see in person. But I've been seeing a lot of clients online as well, and actually have been uh, pleasantly surprised at how powerful this online venue can be, particularly for the healing work that I do with my voice and the crystals. Because this energy, is kind of beyond time and space. The online process works really quite powerfully.
Uh-huh. Cool. Well, I've got the big question for you. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do to help people on the planet?
Well, the first thing that comes up for me is I would burn it all, move back to a place where we aren't empowering this false thing to give us to measure our self-worth. Come back to more of just communicating and sharing. And because I think this money thing has gotten, is causing more problems than it's helping. So I don't know if that's too simple of an answer,
Right.
but I think we need to come back to a balanced place. So I guess the other option would be to have each person get an equal amount on the planet to
Uh-huh.
bring in a sense of balance.
Nice. Very cool. So you have a sound meditation for us?
I do. What I want to do, I know I'm going to be sharing later on about the warrior seed syllables, which is
Uh-huh.
an ancient practice. So I'd really like to do a sounding meditation to help us prepare for that. So I'm just going to guide people through a process to pull in the energy and get these chakras ready. And I'll be doing some sounding and toning. And I've got my crystals here set up. So I've got that energy to help us as well.
Cool. Okay. Well, go ahead and
Yeah.
begin.
All right. So
Thank
I
you.
want everyone to get comfortable. Start with your eyes open, but moving into your centered space, feeling your connection with gravity as you breathe into Mother Earth and that magnetic energy pulling you into gravity and into this moment. Let the inhale make a conscious connection with Mother Earth and gravity. And then as you exhale, allow the eyes to close as you float into that inner space. Continuing to focus on gravity as we also bring our focus to the breath. And notice how gravity and that downward grounding pull of Mother Earth almost draws in the breath on its own. It's almost as though Mother Earth is breathing in that divine spirit through your body, using your body as the vehicle to pull consciousness into this time and space playground that we call our life here on Earth, our Mother Earth, our human family, including all life on the planet. Notice how the breath is that field that connects us with not only our human family, but all life on the planet, the birds, the trees, the plants, the bugs, the fish. We all share this atmosphere. And so notice that as you focus within on your here and now experience of gravity, Mother Earth, breath, the divine spirit, that you feel that support, that connection, that oneness, so that the idea of oneness or unity or spiritual connection is not just a concept or an idea, it's an experience right here, right now, in this moment. So you may also notice that as you focus on gravity and the breath automatically slows down and deepens. And to help that happen, allow yourself to gently think of that yawning, stretching energy as you come to the end of the natural inhale. Think of that sigh of relief and feel your whole body just opening and then relaxing on the exhale. And we're going to consciously be letting go on the next exhale. So I want everybody to take a big full breath, hold it for a moment, and then as you hear this tone, let that breath go and really feel the tone moving through you and just clearing and cleansing anything you're holding on to. Now, once again, just noticing what's present, noticing the breath, noticing whatever vibration or felt experience you're having in your body based on that tone. And as you exhale, consciously squeeze out the breath and squeeze the perineum, those muscles between the legs that we use when nature calls. And then relax those muscles and let the breath flow back in. And we're bringing our awareness now into the throat chakra, what I call the listening throat. Feel how the breath allows the throat to connect what I would call the head chakras or the head sensing organs down into the body, which I call the physical or the really the chakra system, those big, powerful chakras of our feeling experience, which are heart, solar plexus, and sacral center. So for the next few breaths, just as you feel the breath moving in, feel it move in through the nostrils, breathing actively enough to actually feel and hear the breath as it moves in through the nostrils. And visualize a space that's right in from the bridge of the nose, between the two eyes. It moves in, and it's really right above the top of the spinal column. Breathing in and activating your conscious focus on that space, sitting right there in from the eyes, right at the top of the spinal column. And imagine that this spot is kind of a control center that allows your physical senses, ears, eyes, nose, taste, including the mental body, our intellect, to connect with the listening throat, which has the ability to listen into that feeling heart, that compassionate heart, that feeling solar plexus, all the way down into that sacral center, our creativity, where we feel our passion, our desire. It's also where we hold our unintegrated angers, fears, and griefs, what I call our old karmic substance. And by just making that conscious connection from that point in from the bridge of the nose, allows a harmonious connection begin to open. And so with the next breath, we consciously open the crown chakra and visualize pure white light flowing in from the universe, activating all the entire face, all your physical senses, activating that listening throat and its connection to that point in from the eyes. And then it floods that energy down into the heart center and the solar plexus, creating a harmonious connection between heart and solar plexus. Feel the heart and solar plexus now radiating with that white light. And now visualize it flowing out from you in all directions. Just sending that pure, white, clear energy out into the field, into your personal future, but also onto the planet, into this breath energy that we're breathing, just creating a space of calm, clear, open awareness. Visualizing that that clear white light has the power to transmute negativity, old collective conscious error thinking of me against the world programs. And now just notice that space in the heart center. Pure white light radiating there in the heart, helping you become aware of what I call that inner sanctuary, that still, silent, open space in the heart. Now connecting that heart once again with the throat and that space behind the eyes, that point of central awareness, I'll call it. Let it connect again with the mental body and just notice that openness in the mental body. If thoughts float in, just notice them rather than going with them and let them go. Once again, connecting with gravity and Mother Earth. We're going to squeeze that perineum again, those muscles between the legs. Squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release. And then let the breath now pull in and reconnect you with Mother Earth as we call in the energy of the ancestors. Allowing that energy to activate the DNA in the body that is ready to awaken or activate our spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental evolving that is always happening. But as we consciously connect with it, we allow it to increase. We allow it to flow. We let go of the doing and allow ourselves to rest in the being of this evolutionary process that is happening with each breath. So I want you to feel and now trust in this moment, even if there's part of you that doesn't believe it, use it as a working premise, trusting that perhaps our main purpose in our life is simply the willingness to be here and breathe through each moment, because with each breath we help to evolve the entire system, our entire Earth experience. And that anything else we do is just icing on the cake. So just allow that possibility, that working premise, to awaken a sense of peace and satisfaction within you. Feeling the support of the ancestors. Of course, we hold that experience in our DNA. And there is a divine intelligence present and active in each moment, in all aspects of our life. So that it's never me against the world, it's always me with the world, me flowing in this energy. And so when we begin to activate the chakras, which really is bringing our conscious awareness to these energies that are always working in harmony, always wanting to move us into the natural flow of that evolutionary process, both collectively and personally. And it's usually our mental body and our old programming, the error thinking, the me against the world stuff that gets in the way. And so right now, through our intention, we're choosing to surrender to that process, and we're going to do it with some toning. Feel free, if you're inspired, sitting in your own space, to hum or tone along with me, but not necessary at all. We'll be doing some toning for the different chakras. What I want you to visualize as I do these first tones is like a spiral staircase of energy that's moving up, surrounding the whole body. But as it does, it's basically just clearing any resistance that will allow the chakras to not only activate fully in their individuality, but ultimately come into harmony, that communication, that when the chakras are communicating, we feel that sense of balance, of harmony, of perhaps an enthusiasm for life, but not an overwhelming feeling. It's just a sense of balance and openness, a readiness for what's next, and a willingness to embrace the not knowing, because that's what opens us to the guidance that's all around us. So once again, get comfortable and just get ready to receive. I've got my crystals laid out here. We're bringing in an activation of that energy with these tones. Now just listening for that sound that is beyond the physical, just sitting in that space for a moment. now that the chakras are open, we've created this space. I want to do a Saint Germain purple flame activation in the heart. So I'm going to make one more tone. It's going to move through different portals in the body where we're able to pull in this Saint Germain energy. It connects us with the crystal amethyst and the experience of humility and non-resistance, appreciation, and gratitude. So the portals exist within our different joints. So I'm going to make a tone that has really 13 different levels, moving from the 2 ankles, the 2 knees, the 2 hips, the 2 wrists, the 2 elbows, the 2 shoulders, and then the 13th is the entire spinal cord, which will ultimately open us up into that heart energy. We're going to visualize a white rosebud in the heart center, that as the tone completes, you'll just visualize that white rose opening, and in the center of it, you'll see a gentle purple flame. And once we've activated this purple flame, it's something you can use anytime just by focusing within, visualizing that white rose opening, and just even for a moment, a couple of breaths, visualizing that purple flame. So here we go. Just get ready to visualize that white rose opening with the purple flame as I make this tone. All right, no rush, but as you feel ready, allow your eyes to open. Take a couple of nice breaths. And we're gonna, I guess, David, I just jump into my teachings. I'm gonna assume that that's what I do because I don't see you there. So just join me as we move into, there you are.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're going to be presenting because I don't know if I could talk now.
So go ahead and stay in your space because it's the perfect space to now open to these syllables. I'm going to give you some information about the warrior seed syllables. It's an ancient practice that came to me a number of years ago. I'd already been working with crystals, and I did a lot of hands-on work with the energy work that I was doing that grew out of my yoga teaching. And there's lots of information on my website, carstenspencer.com. But I really want to focus on the teachings now. But as I moved through the process and began using my voice in conjunction with the crystals and the hands-on energy work that I was doing, I was guided to the warrior seed syllables, which have a specific intent, which is to clear that the unintegrated karmic substance, as I call it, the old angers, fears, and griefs that have built up over many, many lifetimes, not just as humans, but when we live those lives as animals as well, and plants, and we hold it all in our DNA. And the gift of this process, because it's from the Bon Tibetan tradition, which is over 10,000 years old, it was present even before Buddha showed up, even though they are considered part of the Buddhist teachings. And it was designed to, as they put it, clear the obscurations that get in the way of our really experiencing ourselves and this time and space experience as it really is, rather than what we kind of decided it is as we had this conscious journey of awakening into this amazing work of art that we've created. Because that's really what I see life. It's an art installation that we are in it as we're creating it with this source energy. So the warrior seed syllables, very simply are ah, that very open ah vowel, om, connecting us with the throat, hung, which is the heart chakra vowel, ram, which connects us into the solar plexus, and za. It's a D, Z, process. And interesting thing, because I took the basic teachings, but I've, in trying to understand it for how it works with the the downloads that I've been getting from spirit and that I've discovered on my own journey, is connecting it with what I know about the chakras and really sort of the collective understanding about the chakra systems. And the way I see it is that the Tibetan Buddhists see the crown, the third eye, the crown, and our soul star chakra as one chakra that comes into harmony with the vowel. And then the sacral center, root chakra, and earth star chakra that connects us with Mother Earth is also connected with one vowel, the za vowel. So I see those two vowels as really creating space. I see them as the two polarities that the other three chakras, throat, heart, and solar plexus, are meant to be in balance with. So this powerful energy from above that is open, clear space, I think of it as pure light energy, and the energy from below, which is Mother Earth, which is the physical, which is the divine intelligence of the body. It's also the grounding energy. I also think of it as the womb energy, or the dark energy, where our creativity is allowed to blossom and where we get the inspiration and the juju to move forward and to create and express our authenticity on the planet. So what's happening as we move through these syllables is we're creating a space for the obscurations to clear and for us to be able to listen to that inner guidance, that divine life force flow that's always there guiding us forward. It's what causes the heart to beat, it's what causes us to breathe, whether we're thinking about it or not. And so the ah vowel, think of it as the way it sounds. It's very open. Ah, it just creates this open space. So what we want to visualize as we make the ah sound is third eye chakra, crown chakra being very open and opening to that soul star chakra, which exists above us. And what we want to visualize is really opening up that soul star chakra so that it simply becomes an open, clear, cloudless sky, that void, that space of just open clarity. The teachings will point you towards using this, particularly when you get triggered, when you're in that space where you feel like life is working against you, you've got a feeling going on in these lower centers that's uncomfortable, a partner, a work situation, life itself these days, because there's so much out there that can trigger us, is pushing us into that fight flight. Number one, we want to learn to acknowledge that. So just doing a couple of ah vowels, you can start to sense where your energy is. But I'm going to invite you right now, because I want to honor the time here. I want you to start by pulling in whatever it is that's sticking in your craw these days, whether it's something in the political situation, whether it's something your partner did. I always like to look at the Saturn V, as I call them: money, career, relationships, health, living situation, because those are usually always the things that help point us towards old karmic triggers and helps to clear them. So as you tune into that energy, whatever it is, and if there's nothing that's there, that's okay. You'll still come into these lower centers as you take the breath to make the ah, and then simply allow yourself to sing the ah. It doesn't have to be loud, doesn't have to be pretty. Just make the vowel and visualize and feel the vibration moving up and opening into that space. And we'll do 3 or 4 of these. I want to be able to get through them all, so we're not going to overdo it. So exhaling all the breath, tuning into whatever that irritation is. Just feeling that awe, creating and opening that open, pure, cloudless sky. And then just let yourself rest in that space for a moment. Open. Just observing, just noticing. And now we're going to activate the noticer, the observer, by moving to the next vowel, which is Om. The Om is centered in the throat chakra, which is really our listening chakra. And from the Tibetan Buddhist sounds, these or seed syllables, warrior syllables point of view, the throat chakra is that point of awareness. It connects us with the sun. So what you want to do, you want to focus on the throat as we make the Om and see it as the sun suddenly appearing in this open, clear, cloudless sky. And I think it's helpful for me to say that not everyone is a good visualizer. So if the open, clear, cloudless sky or the visualization of the sun isn't something that comes to you immediately, don't worry about it. Just imagine it or just simply sing the sounds, focusing on that open space above for the ah and the throat for the Om. Here we go. I'm just going to do the Om now. Now with this breath, do the ah and then move into the Om, and then we're going to move into silence just to experience it. Breathing into the activated throat now as though that's your point of awareness. Just being present, just noticing. So what I want you to notice as we begin to move to the next vowel is that the ah is very open. See it in the mouth. The Om seems to bring it together. And that hum brings you into an awareness, more of a vibration in the face and what we opened up to in that opening exercise. And now as we move into the heart chakra, so we've got open spaciousness here, clarity, non-resistance. We've got awareness here in the throat with the Om. And then as we move into the Hung, Hung, in the heart chakra, even the way we make the sound of the vowel, Om and then Hung, that diphthong in the back of the throat gives you the awareness of the throat, and you may feel an energy or muscle stretching up, really literally creating a flow into the heart chakra. And the Hung vowel, open space, point of awareness, and then quality. We're just noticing what the quality is in our heart. So we've created an openness, we've become aware of ourselves as that point of awareness, and then we move into the feeling center, the experiencing of ourselves here now in this present experience. So Let's move into it by doing the ah all in one breath, om and hung, and then we're just going to sing a couple of hungs just to let the vibration bring us into that quality that's present with us. We don't have to judge it. We don't have to do anything but just notice it, just be with it. So we're going to take a deep breath. Ah, om, hum. Just let yourself rest in the quality in the heart. Just staying with the experience of that huge, open, infinite space, the point of your awareness of yourself here in that throat, and now that quality of presence in the heart center. Now we ripen, as the Tibetan Buddhists call it, we ripen that quality with the Ram as we move into that solar plexus area. So we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to do a couple of breaths where we really, because I want you guys to be able to remember this in the way they move together or work together. So we're going to do 3 inhales with 3 ah, om, hum, rams. And then we'll do a couple more rams, just really activating into this solar plexus, our point of power where we choose. It's where we feel our willpower. It's where we also transmute what we thought of as those negative energies, the anger, fears, and griefs, which begin to move through this process, the obscurations. And they literally become the substance that helps to activate our conscious connection with these chakras. That's why we push down these feelings for so long. We've needed to think, once we realized how scary life could be and we start to conceive of past and future, we decided to jump up into our heads and try to figure out life before we were willing to reconnect and fully be here. So these vowels help you clear the path so you can really move back into that real connection with life and the joy and the feeling of it. So 3 breaths with ah, om, hung, ram, and then we'll do a couple of just plain rams, and then we're going to sit in that solar plexus for a while, and then we'll complete the process as we move to the final syllable. So exhale all the breath, inhaling together. Let's do one more. Now just the Ram, and feel this quality expanding around you into the room and beyond. Now just allow yourself to sit in the silence for a few minutes and just soak in this energy. The surrendering into this quality. And now what we do with the final syllable is we bring all this energy. So we've cleared. The first syllables really have a tendency to open up and clear. Through that clear space, we become aware of ourselves, our experience here. We uh, deepen that quality or ripen that quality into the solar plexus. And then we, as life itself is, it's always a give and take. We've drawn in, we've cleared old energy, and then we've drawn in that awareness of the pure self. And then we send it back into Mother Earth with the D, Z, Ah. So it really moves us back into that open space, but it's sending that openness, that clarity, that non resistance into Mother Earth, really opening the clear path for us to feel our divine purpose, what we call our manifestation of purpose, or authentic self expression. When we're in that place of balance, there's much less thinking that we need. It's much more being present, feeling the world, and we find ourselves in spontaneous action, where we just find ourselves doing what's ours to do. And what you'll notice, even in doing these syllables, for a few minutes, a couple times a week, or every day's great, but not necessary, you may find that spontaneous action leading to authentic movement, as I call it. You suddenly have gone from here to there without having to make it happen, without all the doing and the working and the busy work that we often think is necessary, that often doesn't get us where we think we want to go. So the is connecting sacral, root chakra with the earth star chakra. It's really sending our pure, right here, right now energy into Mother Earth, so that Mother Earth and those inner energies are clear about who we are, and thus know what people, places, events, and things to bring to us, not only for our spiritual awakening, for just our joy of life and our ability to create the things that we want, the relationships, the living situation, the work situation, all those things that are sitting there, as Abraham says, at our vortex, just waiting for us to be in that harmonious vibration. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move all the way through Om, Hom, Ram, Za, and we're going to do it a number of times. We don't need to repeat the Za on its own, because it really resonates in harmony with the rest of them. So we've set up the grid, we've set up the structure. Now let's just allow these warrior seed syllables to do their work and clear all the obscurations, so that our divine path can now flow. Om, Ram, let yourself enunciate fully. Get your face involved. Feel your body working. Now let it be very soft. even softer, maybe just a whisper. Now just let it go. You may hear it resonating in your inner voice on its own, and even seeing the structure, but not necessary. Now in this very open, receptive place, we're once again going to activate that Saint Germain purple flame of compassion and humility and non-resistance. So once again, as I make these, I'm going to do it 3 times, as I make these 3 tones, just visualize that white rose opening in the heart center, and in the middle of that rose, that gentle violet or purple flame. And that purple flame, once it's lit through my guidance, but mostly through your intention, it's there. And it's there regardless, but the more you remember to come back and just take a gentle breath into it, humming into it can be helpful, the vibration, and that's why I feel so blessed today to be part of what David's doing, even though it's online. I was able to be at his conference last year in person and made some wonderful connections, but to be here online, sending this out into the airwaves feels really, really wonderful. And so what I want to offer to you guys, is now a good time to make my offer, David?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Is my students over the years, and Laura Love from the Scarlet Sage, where I was doing readings up until the shutdown with the crystals and my sound healing and the liquid crystal oracle, which I work with. Students and Laura herself have been pushing me to teach my sounding technique. And so I was finally going to do it. Laura had set the whole thing up and put the information out there, and then the shutdown happened. And I didn't really think it would work online, so I told Laura, let's not do it. But then, since the shutdown kept lasting, I thought, all right, I'm going to do this soul singing thing. And I did my first group online last spring, and it was actually more powerful than I had even thought it could be in person. And so I'd like to, I've set up another session. We're going to be starting at the beginning of the year. And it's a 10-week process where we really, I bring in so much of the stuff that I've learned and begin to teach you guys how to activate this throat, specifically in connection, similar to what we did today, but taking it kind of beyond. We work through these warrior soul syllables again during the first session, but then we open up into the ability to really connect this throat with the chakra system and the higher energies. And all the information is on my website, but what I want to offer you guys is 50% off. The 10-week process is $350, but you guys will get it for half price. And if there's any questions or anything you need to know, feel free to reach out to me. But the code that you want to use to get your 50% discount is just simply type in the word globe. And anyone who's watching today and wants to join us can join us for the 50% off, which I guess 350. How does my brain work? Is that 175? I think. And
Cool.
yeah, that's it. Unless there's anything else, David, if you have any questions about what we learned today or anything else.
No, no, that was very cool. It's very cool. I always like it when you do multiple chakras at once because then it gets you in your whole body instead of just one at a time.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really
and I really think that that's what's happening on the planet. Our chakras really have been working fine, but we've pulled our mental body away from it, and that's really haven't allowed mostly the emotional centers to connect with the intellect. Instead, what happens? Uncomfortable emotions, something's wrong, and we push everything down and jump in and try to fix. What's happening now on the planet, and kind of we can't stop it, is the emotions must be felt. And in the feeling of the emotions, they really do have the ability to reprogram so much of that error thinking. And so it's, all the answers and the clearing and all the things we're wanting are really right in here. And the gift of vibration and sound is it's happening in the body and it does work the chakra. That's why we love music so much, right?
cool. Cool. Great. Well, thank you so much, Carson. That was really, really excellent.
David, thank you. It's such a pleasure to be with you, even though it's only remotely. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to just thank you so much for the work that you, number one, initiated. You were really one of the first pioneers who started this whole spiritual understanding about sound, and you've just continued to share it with the world. And I feel really blessed to be part of it.
Thank you so much. So I'm gonna
Blessings
play
to you.
play the
Sending love and light your way.
and out to the world.
And I can't wait to have you over sometime so you can meet Max. You still haven't seen my Bengal kitty.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Okay, I'm gonna play the closing video now.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Let me get it set here. Here we go. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, thanks so much.